me see. Welcome to episode 3 of the Zip Code Bros, or episode trace of the Zip Code Bros. I am your host, Michael John Gallagher II. With me as always, finally in gallery mode, we got to my left, Mr. Adam Jefferson, to my northeast, west, I don't know, north by northwest. Actually, this would be my southwest to my southwest, my southeast to my southeast, my friend Ben Jones. And then Jimmy, who's just on the same continent as us. So no. Woohoo. How y'all doing? How's this? We finally got gallery mode.
I'm excited.
Yeah, this is pretty bad.
Finally.
I'm loving it. So get back so you can see my head a little bit, just a little bit. How's the audio on my end, guys? Is it too loud? Is it crisp?
You're fine, buddy. Crisp,
right.
clear, and like I said, finally we have gallery mode. It's once in a lifetime.
Well,
you know what's
once in a lifetime is our topic today, Mr. John Cena,
or as Santino Marella once called him, John Cena.
John Cena. But before we dive into our wrestling part of the show, how's everybody feeling today? Jimmy, how's your head been? How's your week been?
Good. I got a raise at work this week, and just had some crud going on the last couple of weeks, but finally got over that. Finally found the chips that I've been looking for like 5 months.
We got those when we were down in San Antonio.
Okay, it's been 3 months, 2 months.
So
I haven't been able to find them. I haven't been able to find them where I live, so it's like.
No, I know what you mean by being able to find something there. I love these pretzels, these Utz pretzel. Oh, the Utz pretzel rods we got when we were down there. I find it. I have to order them off of Amazon because of I'm trying to get this in the shot. There we go, a little bit better. I had to buy them off of Amazon because I couldn't find them in our local grocery store. So I hear you.
But I found them at Target today, and I was like, yes. So I bought like 4 bags.
Jackpot. No, that's awesome. But other than you getting your raise, how's your mental health been this week? Every day good? Getting up, sleeping okay?
Yeah. It's just some reason taking naps right when I get home from work, but
You may be tired working hard.
Yeah.
Maybe just tired working hard.
Well, after going to Japan for like a week and traveling for 6 months, just trying to get my schedule back into line.
Catching up to you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, great, man. Anything else going on, or can we get over to Mr. AJ Adam Jefferson, the new mouth of the South?
Nah, man, things have been going good for me. Caught whatever my son had, which shot my voice. And when you're trying to teach middle school and elementary PE and you don't have a voice, it's quite the challenge. Some unnecessary stress, but that kind of all melted away every time I came home. We've had a productive week here at the house. We're doing a big project in our backyard, trying to turn it into exactly what we want it to be. We're putting a pool in, all that great stuff. So taking advantage of the cool weather we have right now in South Carolina to really get a head start on it. And so productive week, and today was even productive, which felt awesome. But yeah, so overall doing good, man.
That's great.
I got one question. Did during that time when you kind of didn't have a voice really, did you pull them in like Jake the Snake did with a make yourself a little quieter so the kids would listen to you?
So not by choice. That first day I definitely did. And I actually had a student that walked in late for one of my middle school classes, and she asked me to speak up, and I almost kicked her out of class because I was already had my fill. I just looked at her and said, I'm literally shouting right now, but it sounded more like a whisper. But I'll say this, we had Stone Cold Steve Austin Day earlier this week, and I don't know what y'all did for it, but I went to the great lengths of losing my voice so that come Stone Cold Steve Austin Day, I sounded like him.
What?
So I
What?
celebrate better than any of you. I don't care what y'all say.
What?
That's great, Adam. That's great. Anything else you want to add?
No, man. Wife and I are looking forward to going to SmackDown on all the way out in May. And she has surprised me with some Bloodline shirts. I got the Feeling Oos shirt, and I can't remember what the other one is, but they're both Bloodline shirts, and they'll get here in a couple days. So that was a nice little surprise right before I hopped in here to record with y'all. We're just
Nice.
doing great.
Does that mean we gotta start acknowledging you then? As
I
our
mean, I would
champion?
appreciate it. I like being acknowledged.
All right.
Mr. Ben Jones, how are you?
Mr. Jones, how's you doing? Maybe
Yeah,
we can
good.
edit
Having a good
out
week.
maybe we can edit out when I do like one of these guys or one of these guys and disappear
Nah.
for a hot minute.
Nah, we're a one-take deal. You know that.
Live to tape. All right. I am sorry
I've had a
about
good-
that, sir.
I've had a good week. Like last weekend, I had the boys and took them to the zoo. They had a great time there. Went to a place called SciTech, which is a science and technology interactive kind of museum. Spent a few hours there. Bought them a new bike each, and and for myself, I picked up a few more hours with work, so that's kind of helped my mental health status.
That's great.
Knowing that, I can pitch in and help someone out. So and get to do this with you guys on a Sunday morning.
Sunday morning. Yeah, that's right.
So for those that don't know, we're recording on a Saturday night, March 18th, 2 days after Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. And Ben, who is in Perth, Australia, is recording Sunday, March 19th. Fun fact.
Correct.
All right. Thank you. My mental health this week was okay. It was survival mode a few days, unfortunately. But reinforcements are coming in. My ex is coming back into town next week for a couple of days, and I get 2 days off to myself. And then the third day that I have to myself is Michael's first baseball practice, where I am the coach. So this is the first year I'm head coach in baseball. We'll see how I do.
Will we see? Will we see?
We'll see how we do. And you got my lovely wristband. Can't see me. You got all my lovely show and I'll do a little show and tell right now. You got my belts here.
What belts?
Headbands. Which belts? I got the John Cena commemorative spinner belt. Can't see me. And yes, Jimmy, I'm getting to it. Don't worry about that. I also have the championship spinner belt.
But them being spinners, do you have a house rule or something? I don't know.
There is a house rule that if these belts aren't spinning, go up and start spinning. Because our spinner belts. So a great story about these belts. Mr. Sorensen was, and we'll talk more. I would love to make this a from the heart with Jimmy one of these weeks. So what I'll say is Jimmy was extremely generous and extremely thoughtful and got me my first belt and got me my second belt. And obviously you guys saw the Winged Eagle last week, and my son has 2 belts. So we'll bring that up on a future episode. But Jimmy is these little dreams right here are because of this Mr. Sorensen right here.
Thank
So
you.
a lot of the stuff came with the belt, and then my
There was a case, but
there was a case, but it got lost. We won't go over that. It's I don't want to talk about it. It's only going to get me upset, as I said in Winning Crashes. And then I have my ringside collectible or ringside figures collectible exclusive NWO John Cena Firefly Funhouse action figure. And he says here, tradition bites for life. And then opens up into the actual John Cena playing a little air guitar.
Mr. Jeff.
But in all honesty, everything fantastic. I got another figure that Jimmy gave me. I got the headband that came with the belts and the wristbands that came with the belt, and the towel came with the belt. So all good stuff. So thank you for indulging me, guys.
Even though it's an armband, not a headband.
It's a sweatband that acts as a headband and a wristband. But they are both sweatbands. Just like
You're gonna put the headband on though.
I'll put it on for a few minutes. I look silly.
I think you should record the whole show with it on.
I look silly. You look, as you said, you look fine.
Oh, I look fine. You do look silly. You got an Iron Man muscle shirt going on.
This ain't an Iron Man muscle shirt. It's just a.
Oh, you changed it now. Oh,
I didn't change it. It's just underneath of it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And I'm the one who looks silly looking like I'm gonna go rock out to Ron Simmons, moving with the 80s. Richard Simmons, grooving to the 80s. Or grooving to the oldies, whatever it is. So I'll just look like a John Cena wannabe with my little headband, my little wristband, both sweatbands. So, all right. I love this banter we got going on. So this really is a great way of leading up into this week in pro wrestling history, Mr. Jefferson.
Yes. It's March, it's WrestleMania season. Obviously up here in 2023, we're gearing towards that. And that's what they were doing most of this week throughout the years. March 13th, 2004, WWE held its first Hall of Fame ceremony since inducting Andre the Giant in 1996. Inductees included Bobby Heenan, Jesse Ventura, Sergeant Slaughter, Big John Studd, Harley Race, Superstar Billy Graham, the Junkyard Dog, Greg Valentine, and Pete Rose.
That's a pretty good class.
Yeah.
I was at that Hall of Fame ceremony.
Oh, you were?
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. That's a great day in pro
So
wrestling
good.
history. Ben was there that day in pro wrestling history.
March 13th, 2011 was the TNA Victory Road pay-per-view, which is the infamous Sting versus Jeff Hardy main event where Jeff was not able to compete due to his condition, and Eric Bischoff ordered it to end very quickly.
Intoxication.
Yeah. Also, March 14th, 2004, a day after the first Hall of Fame ceremony, WrestleMania 20, which saw John Cena win his first championship, beating the Big Show for the United States title. We also had the Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg match, and Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit both winning world championship gold in the main events for that show. March 16th, 1994, Mick Foley loses his ear in a match against Big Van Vader in Germany.
Castled that bitch.
March 17th, 2002 was WrestleMania 18. And then a day later, March 18th, 2002, Brock Lesnar debuts on the Raw after WrestleMania 18.
I remember watching that.
Also, to wrap this up, we do have some notable birthdays for this week in wrestling history. Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks was born on March 13th, 1985. The Iron Sheik was born on March 15th, 1943. Look, I'm sorry, I had to put this one. I didn't want to, but he is the current AEW champion. The Devil himself, MJF, was born March 15th, 1996.
Where is he born? Did it say where he was born?
I just have the dates, man.
Why?
For people who don't know, that's my just fan or some other guy.
Or he's just my fellow Long Islander.
Unfortunately.
Brody King of the House of Black, March 17th, 1987. Samoa Joe, March 17th, 1979. And EC3, March 18th, 1983. And that is our week in pro wrestling history.
All right, I love it.
Well, I wanted my apologies to anyone who has to share a birthday with MJF, though. My apologies to everyone involved.
It's got to be awful.
Very awful.
Very, very awful. All right. Well, this week we have Wrestling Spotlight with Mr. John Cena. Mr. John Cena. So I figured I'd do a little bit of background for the guy, and then we can kind of chat about him and just kind of see how it works out. So John Felix Anthony Cena was born in West Newbury, Massachusetts on April 23rd, 1977. So Ben, is he older or is he younger than you?
He's older than me by a few months.
Okay. So
Yeah.
this is pretty cool. I found out his grandfather was baseball player Tony Lupien, who played for the Red Sox, the Phillies, and the White Sox. So his grandfather was a pro baseball player.
Huh.
That was a pretty cool fact about that. So it says here he then attended Springfield College in Springfield, Massachusetts, where he was an NCAA D3 All-American center, and he was wearing number 54. So that's where his number 54 came from. He grew up. He moved to California in '98 to become a trainer. Oh, he went to become trained by Ultimate Pro Wrestling's Ultimate University, operated by Rick Bassman. So the same guy who trained the Warrior and Sting trained John Cena. I thought it was pretty cool too. His first character was the
Prototype.
2001, he signed a developmental contract, and he was part of OVW's now legendary class of 2000 that included Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Shelton Benjamin, and Batista. He made his television debut on June 27th after confronting Kurt Angle and saying, "What, everybody? What did he have?
Ruthless aggression.
Ruthless aggression." JR likes to tell the story that after he signed John Cena, he went over to Vince McMahon's house and told him that he signed his main event, WrestleMania main event 5 years from now. Well, it took him 4 years to actually main event WrestleMania. After he main evented WrestleMania, he main evented WrestleMania from WrestleMania 21 to WrestleMania 28. He fought for the world title in every single WrestleMania. That's insane. And he's also one of Undertaker's victims, that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool angle. He was a 16-time world champ, 2-time tag team champ, a 5-time U.S. champ. He won the Rumble twice. He won the Money in the Bank once. And I think what's really the best thing about him is I think he holds the record by more than like double or triple of the Make-A-Wishes that he's granted over the years.
I think it's a Guinness World Record for how many wishes made.
Yeah, it just speaks to what kind of guy he seems to be. So that's really, really awesome that he does that. And he grants those Make-A-Wishes for everybody. So I thought it was cool. But what about you guys? I mean, my best John Cena memory is 2008 Royal Rumble. I was there when he came back early from his pec surgery. And I swear the Rumble, the Garden shook that night when he came out. Before anybody knew whether they're going to boo or cheer him, everybody was like, yes! Like everybody was cheering. And like, oh, wait, I got to boo this guy. I love the crowd reaction. It's like, everybody's so happy to see him, and then they start laughing and start booing at the same time. Because that's what you do, right? You boo him because it's fun.
The guys boo him, and then the women and children cheer the heck out of him.
But like, I boo him, but I'm laughing the entire time that I'm booing John Cena, because it's just, I'm like, yes, he's the best in the world, but yeah, of course you're gonna boo him, right? It's boo.
He's so polarizing.
Yeah, he's something else. But what are some memories with you, Mr. Jefferson?
So I was fortunate enough to see him wrestle twice. Once at a Raw in Birmingham, Alabama in 2009. That was a birthday gift to my parents. I got floor seats right in front of the entrance, so all the way back. So that was good. Orton was there, Ric Flair was there, all that. I can't remember who he faced. I just remember being most excited to see John.
Right.
And then fast forward 6 years later, Money in the Bank 2015, when him and Kevin Owens were having their feud, when Kevin was still the NXT champion and he was doing the open challenge for the United States Championship. Being at that match, so John is probably my all-time favorite.
Nice.
Because of when I started, I gravitated to him pretty quick.
Do you remember what date it was?
Money in the Bank.
The 2009 one.
Late May, early June. That's because I May 30th is my birthday, so that I'm ballparking it there. I remember Orton, I think, attacked Flair in the parking lot, and they brawled all the way to the stage. Orton was definitely WWE champ at the time, so I do remember that.
Do you remember a steel cage?
Yes. Yeah.
June 1st, 2009.
There we go. Okay.
Nice.
Um.
Thanks for the history lesson, Jimmy.
Yeah. So yeah, and I've always, John is that guy for me. Like when he faced Roman for the title just a few years ago, I was taken back to being a kid where I was like, no, he's going to do it. Like he's going to beat Roman. And I was every near fall, every single second of it, I was on the edge of my seat for that match. And that's just how I'll probably always be for John.
Yeah, when he came back after Roman beat Seth Rollins, when he set the SummerSlam match, when he came back after the main event was over, that was like goosebump stuff. And then when he came out WrestleMania in the Yankee regalia, the regalia, and he came back to his Doctor of Thugonomics, and he basically came back as the Doctor of Thugonomics. Like that shit was awesome, man.
Oh yeah. So
What's your favorite? Here you go. I got one for you. What's your favorite WrestleMania John Cena entrance?
Ooh. Either the one where the 20s gangster where CM Punk was an extra for it.
Yeah.
Or the Clone Army where they were all doing the "You Can't See Me" and he ran down the middle of them. Those are probably my two favorites.
Yeah, he has had some great entrances.
So WrestleMania 22 and 25.
Yeah.
Again, thanks for the history lesson, Mr. Sorensen.
Sorry, I've been a huge fan since 2006. Cena's been a guy.
So you tell us about your Cena experience then.
So I saw him on my television from 06 to 2015, 2016 when he announced on a SmackDown, I believe it was, that he is no longer going to be as active as he is going to be. It was 2015. Wait a minute. Yeah, it was done in 2015.
That's it? That's all you got?
Well, I mean, I didn't go to any wrestling shows, but I mean,
what about favorite matches?
Favorite matches, Cena, Edge, Unforgiven 06 is up there. The triple threat match at Survivor Series 09 between John Cena, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels, because right after the bell hit, I've watched back over and over. Shawn Michaels just super kick. It looks like Triple H and Shawn Michaels are going to go after John, and then bam, out of left field, Michaels just hits the super kick on Triple H.
Imagine like creative, like Shawn and Hunter together and creative. Like, all right, what do you guys want to do? How about the bell rings and I kick you in the face? Dude, that's a great idea. Let's do
next night. And well, this may be a shot. This is a Shawn Michaels story. And the next night, Michael's like, he's very timid, like,
sorry, not sorry.
Like Triple H is in his face and just, what was with the kick? Kick me twice. And then John Cena and Hornswoggle, like, sorry, and then getting him off Epicon. You never hang a Epicon by his thing. My uncle hung a Epicon once, Shawnee, once.
Just once. Do you know where that's from?
I don't.
Johnny Dangerously. Great movie.
But just he had so the WrestleMania against Batista, two of the guys that defined my era of
Yep.
wrestling, mine and Adam's era of wrestling. I
So
would say.
was that a dream match for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they had one at SummerSlam 08.
Yeah,
And
that
then-
was okay.
That was babyface versus babyface, really. And
Yeah,
so
that wasn't really the story that they built that second time.
the second time it was like, I'm the bigger star than you
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, because they were the two guys after WrestleMania 21.
And then what was another one? Cena Big Show, they always went back to, which was great.
Oh man, when Cena F5'd with Edge and Big Show on his
FU.
F5 feud, sorry, F feud. Or at A8. I'm trying not to give any unnatural word indication this week.
I mean, it was called the FU and the.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. I'm just saying. Again, I'm feeling good today, fellas.
Mm-mm.
Ben, what about you, man? Did you watch those wrestling matches that I sent you earlier today?
I did, yeah. I really enjoyed them actually because I stopped watching wrestling full time in about 2004, 2005. So I've actually missed a lot of John Cena's career.
So which matches did I send you?
You sent me versus RVD at One Night Stand, which I enjoyed because of how hot the crowd was.
Man.
That was intense. And what a professional Cena is to like be able to perform under that kind of pressure, because that was next level.
Yeah, he smoked it all in, man.
And you also sent me versus CM Punk at Money in the Bank.
What year?
2011.
2011.
And I tell you what, for a guy that's supposedly got 5 moves, like the two of them put on a great match.
Yeah, they did.
So I enjoyed both of those matches. But when Cena first came out, like I really enjoyed the battle raps that he used to do. Like I remember against like the Big Show because they were hilarious. I like the fact that his character is like a modern day version of Hogan, in that he is positive. He's he appeals to kids. He's always being that motivation, for kids that might struggle or inspire to be like him. And of course his outside work with all the charities, like you mentioned before, with Make-A-Wish, and he's just a really good person. And I think that probably stands out to me more than anything he's done in the ring.
That's a great answer. Adam, did you have some show and tell you wanted us to show?
Yeah, I actually had a whole thing planned talking about John. And I think I have all the stuff I need to do it.
Let's do it.
So, we throughout the week we talked about, and preparing for this episode, favorite matches, memories, things like that to keep in mind for when we record. So, John's throughout his career he's had some great matches against guys like Edge,
Nice.
Brock Lesnar, like Jimmy said, Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Oh,
Nice. Is that the DX Punkos?
Yeah, I've got.
Oh, nice. Those are sweet.
I've got, I think, both DX Funkos, if I remember right. The Firefly Funhouse. That is probably one of my more favorite modern matches. John, I don't have a Bray one, but I do have a Fiend.
Nice.
Same thing, like. But when you boil it down to me, his best feud wasn't The Rock or any of the other people that I listed. It's the guy that I feel brings out the best in everybody, and that would be Randy Orton.
I agree with you there.
Is that Randy Orton or is that Steve Austin?
No, this is Orton.
It's Orton like now.
Yeah, it's the current.
Oh,
Orton.
it's the hoodie. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's the RK Bro Orton.
So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. For me, his feud with Orton stands the test of time, and probably my favorite match of all time is him versus Orton in the anything goes, no count out, no disqualification Iron Man match at Bragging Rights 2009. And that really says a lot because I am not a fan of Iron Man matches at all. And that is the one Iron Man match I could probably watch from start to finish. So, then you go on to his acting career and, starting with the Marine and on. And I enjoy some of the roles where he is not who you expect him to be, like in Blockers, where he's this touchy-feely dad.
Oh gosh,
an all-out dork the whole time. But honestly, his best
is great.
His best role is Peacemaker.
Oh, the best.
That Peacemaker show, I'm hoping there's a season 2, man.
There is, as far as I can tell, there's going to be season 2.
Oh, perfect.
Ben, have you watched Peacemaker on HBO?
I haven't, no.
Oh, dude, if you got a chance, I'll try to send you something where you can watch it. It's unbelievable.
Please do, yeah.
Did you see
I'll check it
Suicide
out.
Squad?
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine his character is the main character of his own show.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. Yeah.
That's how we're introduced to him. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's really, really awesome. But thank you, Adam, for that. That's awesome. And so does anybody else, we just kind of said the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, Blockers. Does anybody else have a favorite Cena movie?
What's the name of the movie? Fire play? I don't know.
Was it Playing with Fire?
Playing with Fire. It's like it's a kid's movie.
Oh, okay.
He plays a ranger who is like, and just like once these kids are kind of not runaways, but it's a good movie. It's just like he left field kind of from how he starts the movie to how it progresses, and it's just absolutely great. A great way for
good kids movie.
Good kids movie.
Yeah. Good. I gotta check that on out. What was the name of it? Playing with Fire.
Playing with Fire.
Fire.
But yeah, Orton versus Cena like stands the test of time. Also, you got to give credit was due. JBL early on. I mean, they only had 2 matches with each other between 4 matches in total between WrestleMania, Judgment Day 05. There was another one, Great American Bash 08, and Extreme Rules 08, I think it was. So like 4 times they it was 5 times. 5 times. And Royal Rumble 09.
You talking about JBL and Cena?
JBL and Cena.
Yeah.
And
nice.
One of the more barbaric ones was the I Quit match in 05. But
yeah.
I think that feud kind of helped really launch John into what he eventually became, that and Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle did a great job too. Chris Jericho and him had some pretty good matches too.
But I think I bought two belts more than I probably should have, but just because of how much John Cena has impacted my life. The spinner that you and Mr. Jefferson have, I've bought that belt 3 different times, and 4 different times, and given away that one every time. And I have another one of these at a friend's house in Colorado, just because her favorite character is Marvel character is Captain America, and Captain America, America.
That is the best United States title design for sure.
I agree with you there, 100% there. Well, that's a great segment, guys. Let me get back on camera for a toot. So that was great, guys. I think we've all shared our fondness of John Cena. So I think if nothing else we get across in this podcast is that, our love for John Cena between the younger guys and me, the older guy, who just kind of, I fell in love with his character. I fell in love with his the way he carries himself. So I just respected him, and the more he refused to turn bad guy or turn heel, the more and more I liked him, just because I'm like, all right, this guy gets it. I'm like, this guy gets it. So
he never gave up, but he gave more than he gave more than he took.
That's right. That's right. So now we're gonna go to some questions from our broskies. I'm gonna keep saying it until it lands, guys. So feel free to use your nickname as well too, Ben. But broskies.
Well, I was going to go with Zipsters because it's original and it's us. And
we got questions from the Zipsters / broskies.
Broskies.
We could do
The broskies with the Long Island going on here.
Broskies, Zipsters.
Unless anyone else out there has some suggestions for us, we'll have a look at.
Yeah, and be great about it. I mean, just be kind is all we ask.
Be a little be PG about it, please.
Yeah.
Hold on. Y'all are missing out on the cash grab we have right here. We could do a whole NWO and NWO Wolfpack thing.
Oh.
Some identify as broskies, some identify as Zipsters, and we'll just print shirts and
Oh, I like it. We already got our first three t-shirts lined up.
Oh, nice.
So Gallagher, you and I are going to have to square up.
Like you gave me that idea.
Oh.
No. Yeah. When do I have to sign a t-shirt?
We'll talk more about this in the coming episodes and the offline stuff, and
right on.
We'll go from there.
All right. Apparently so.
All right.
Dang it.
So we did get a lot of questions this week about Cena. Mike Whitaker from the Kickout Crew. Shout out to you guys. Go follow them on Twitter and YouTube if you haven't already. So, Adam, this one's for you. Mike asks, do you think the WWE should have turned Cena heel?
Oof. No.
Adam?
Huh?
Adam, yeah.
And that was for Adam or from Adam?
For Adam.
Adam.
Okay. All right. I thought you were talking about that no good Adam from Bama. Just saying.
Ooh, we're getting some blood going.
I don't know. He said something nasty about my boy today. So, all right. Oh, okay. All right.
Kayfabe.
I don't think they should have. That a bunch of people that work for WWE at the time have been asked that question. And it boils down to, what does it change? It's still going to be a mixed reaction. Sure, the storyline could be different of who he interacts with and all that, but it's not really going to change much of anything. He'd probably still be the top merch seller and all that. So I don't think they ever dropped the ball or anything like that on turning him heel or not turning him heel or whatever. Plus, it made such an interesting point in the Firefly Funhouse match at WrestleMania where, they did the whole, Cena in the NWO gear portion and talking about, if you turned heel, things would probably have been a lot easier, because then you could have done whatever you needed to do to keep your championship instead of always having to play by the rules. So, long-winded answer, but no, it wouldn't have done much of anything. No significant impact on him turning heel.
That was a good answer,
man. Yeah, very good. So, Jimmy, Whitaker also asks, how good do you think he would have done as a heel if they did decide to turn him?
He would have exceeded, I think. If they started it out right. It just depends on who would have taken his spot as the babyface. The $1 million question, really. But I mean, going back in interviews, I've heard from Jim Cornette that they were trying to position. He's always had the gift of gab, so kind of presented as a modern day Ric Flair. It would have worked, I think, just depending on how he would have been positioned. I mean, 2000, late 2002 to 2003, he was technically a heel. If you look back, and then after refusing to join Team Lesnar on the build up to Survivor Series 03, he becomes a babyface and has had this monstrous role ever since. Monstrous run. So long-winded, into the weeds. Thank you, Eric Bischoff, for
All right.
allowing weeded answers, but
No, that's all good, Jimmy.
long-winded short answer. Yes, it could have worked.
Okay, Mike. This is a really special question. A really good question, I think. It's from Mikhail Galerga.
Who's that guy? Who's that chooch?
Some jabroni. Anyway, this person asks, is John Cena really invisible?
I believe he is. And I think his new WWE 2K23 commercial proved it because they couldn't see him.
There you go. Okay, we got one from Bobby. And this one's for Adam.
Shout out to
Adam,
Bobby.
when was Cena's breakout moment, do you think?
Oh man. Hard to say. Maybe that WrestleMania 20 match against the Big Show, where he gets his first gold and the display of power that he had. It might be that, or the quick recovery from that pec surgery and showing up at the Rumble. It's hard to pinpoint one breakout moment where it finally dawns on everybody, oh my God, this guy's a star. But just the whole evolution of it all, and even exceeding his own expectations for himself in that famous story of McMahon, where, hey, in 5 years I'm going to main event WrestleMania. Well, I did it in 4. So as Jeff Jarrett says, not to get too granular, but there's a lot of moments and it's hard to pick just one.
Yep. No, that's fair enough. Okay, Brad Stanton from the Kickout Crew.
Brandon Stanton.
Another hair-related question this week. And Jimmy, I'll give this one to you. Why does Cena continue to grow his hair out? Let's shave it, right?
Mr.
Jimmy, is this
Stanton.
on?
Yeah, it's on. Mr. Stan, you're just jealous that he has a good head of hair. Like, you're probably just jealous that Gallagher has a good head of hair. Probably it'll come down to the age thing. He might shave it in the next couple of years. Who knows? But Houston will gain.
What do you think, Mr.
Okay.
Jones?
Look, I don't know. I don't know if it's because people are just so used to him with that hairstyle and he's just going to go out that way. Or, I mean,
He always had a short buzz cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did
I guess
more.
it's more noticeable now.
Well, would you shave it? Would you? I mean, I know why he keeps it. He does it for the movies and stuff like that. But would you shave it, or would you?
I would.
Yeah.
I would shave it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, another one from Brad. Mike, is
Yep.
Cena an underrated worker, and would he have been even bigger in the 80s?
Yeah, I think it goes back to his question last week with the 5 moves of doom and Hogan and Cena. I mean, I think absolutely if he had that superhero type of mentality, but I don't know, was he? Would have he been big enough, like tallness wise, to be an 80s guy? I would be.
Yeah,
curious.
definitely, because Piper was only 6'1". I think Savage was 6'2",
I know, but
and Cena's 6'1", I think. So
yeah. I think he would. I wonder if he would have been like like a Vanilla Ice wannabe with the actual Vanilla Ice, rather than wait that 15 years to do the raps and stuff like that. So I wonder if he would have actually been like a Vanilla Ice guy, because he would have been that, but he would have been. Oh man, That's a great question.
But physically, I can see him adjusting well to that era.
I
Plus,
think so
he has
too.
the gimmick, like that character would have worked as well.
Absolutely. I think it would have worked because he would have found he would have attributed it, if he would have made it to the day. When I say the day, I meant like the time that he would have been in. He would have been able to adapt to it. So that was
I could see him with a mullet and fluoro colors,
yeah,
looking
Well,
like
he
a
did,
rocker.
right? I mean, didn't he wear like bright ass colors? I mean, I know it was because of sports teams, but he wore bright ass colors his first couple of months. So I mean, he could definitely pull off a parachute outfit.
Yeah. Okay. Next one is from Devon. Nitro Pepsi Dowling from the Kick Out crew. Shout out to Pepsi.
Nitro. Oh, that dude.
When did Cena? This is for everybody. When did Cena come on all of your Oh, that sounds a bit wrong.
on your radar.
Yeah. What I meant to say, and I think what Devon meant to say, was when did you first notice John Cena?
Ben likes to do a little 5-knuckle shuffle right now. Jimmy, I'll
All right, keep
explain
it
what that
PG.
means later on.
So when did you first notice Cena? Like not his debut or anything, but like when did you first notice him?
Ruthless aggression. When he came out against Kurt Angle.
What about you guys?
May 2006. I thought it was June when I got in, but it was actually May. I remember seeing John Cena in a championship match against Kenny with Triple H as a special guest referee, and that whole night was kind of funny. But that's when I first noticed Cena, was in that era between either April or May of 06 to whenever he retired. But just right when I got into wrestling is when I noticed Cena.
Okay. And how about you, Adam?
Yeah, similar answer to Jimmy. Right when I got into wrestling, I actually took the time to look it up. That Kane Lita story that I remember flipping through the channels, stumbling on Raw, back when I first started watching. That was around that was shortly after WrestleMania 20. So kind of in that time frame. That's, just when you're watching it at that time, even though he was just the United States champion, obviously as a champion, he's going to be on TV a lot. So, that's about when I first noticed him, just like Jimmy when I first started watching.
Yeah, good. Devon also wants to know, Adam, I'll throw this to you. Is the 5 moves of doom a negative comment about Cena's in-ring work, or is it a positive because it shows how great he can get over with a limited moveset? Great question.
I feel that the people that don't like John solely to just not like him, they try and use it as a detractor. But I think it is, more of a compliment because, much like Hogan and even Austin, both had limited move sets, both got extremely over. So I think it's, doesn't have to do all these flips and dives and dump people on their head and all that. I know what my bread and butter is. I know what works, what doesn't work for my style, and I'm going to stick to that and get over in the ring and on the mic.
Yep.
And also, he had a great match with one Eric Bischoff on October 3rd, 2005. So, Dave Meltzer,
Do you know Eric Bischoff by any chance, Sorensen?
I do.
Oh, do you do? Okay. Didn't know
Okay,
that.
Jimmy, this one's for you. This is another one from Devon. Would a heel turn by Cena have worked at all during his career? And if so, at what point in his career was there a big enough babyface to take his spot?
Kennedy. looking back, he was so over. Unfortunately, when that whole Randy Orton thing went down in May of 09, that was the last time we ever saw Mr. Kennedy, which we may have been named in Mr. Anderson and TNA is his actual name, but
He would have been a good anti-hero.
with the right circumstances and everything, I felt like that could have worked.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Because when you first said, I'm like Kennedy, and now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, the dude could talk like nobody else.
And
All right.
I've had a few different interactions with Mr. Kennedy, and nicest guys can be.
That's cool.
Complete asshole, as he would
All
go.
right.
All right, Jimmy.
Final
But-
question.
No,
Final question from Devin.
I meant that as a good thing, because he always says in his TNA run he did. Thank God I'm an asshole kind of thing, and he was a great.
Yeah, I know. We know.
All right. So final question.
Our
from
listeners
Devin.
do not know.
No,
Rapid fire answers here. Okay. So Devin wants to know, what's your favorite Cena match that wasn't a championship match? So just rapid fire.
HBK, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, Raw. Actually, I wrote it down. April 23rd, 2007.
All right, Adam. Oh, Jimmy.
Adam, go first.
I can't remember if this was for the title or not, so forgive me. But the Brock Lesnar Extreme Rules match.
2012. 2012.
Yeah, where they just both got busted open, or at least Brock did.
That wasn't for a title. You're good.
Okay, good. So that's my match.
JBL versus John Cena, New York City parking lot brawl, Great American Bash 08.
Okay. All right. So that's all the questions this week.
All right.
So thanks everyone for submitting.
Oh, and Devin, for the record, Coca-Cola or Mountain Dew over Pepsi?
Y'all are both
Come on,
wrong.
Jimmy. Jimmy, be cool. Come on.
All right,
Pepsi all the
Jimmy.
way.
Jimmy, we got from the heart. You got 3 minutes.
Did you say 3 minutes?
All
Mountain
right,
Dew.
Jimmy. What's your what do you got from the heart today?
Like I said, I've bought this belt twice. I've bought a spinner more times than I can count. But I had it, and then I, for some reason, picked it up and I took it somewhere else over real quick, and it's right over here. But after looking years and years to try and find it, to get it, I actually had to go. WWE had taken it off by the time I was able to finally look for it, but I was finally able to get a rated R spinner because of how much John Cena has meant to me. This was a title that he won at Unforgiven 06, September 17th, 2006, to be exact, in Toronto, Canada, which I thought was one of the great culminate. I thought that was going to be the last match between Edge and Cena in 06, but a few weeks later, they had a rematch in Oklahoma City, whatever it was, in following week in September, in a steel cage for the other spinner. But nonetheless, I enjoy this just because, as much as I give away belts, I don't see myself ever giving this one away, just because it's so hard to find. And I mean, if I find love in my life, maybe she'll get it, but no kids. But
You can wear that going down the aisle when you get married.
you think you know me?
Yeah, there you go.
But nonetheless, this is probably one of the coolest ones I own, because of how rare it is. Has been where it is to find, and a bundle with it, but worth every penny. Like I said, last week I did Hogan's, and that one means probably the world to me, just because of the story of meeting Eric, which coincidentally and on Monday, March 20th, 2023, it'll be 2 years since I had a luncheon with him. But
Right on, man.
this is the one. This is I know this is from the heart, but do you guys have any questions for me?
I don't know. What about you guys?
Nah. Cool story though. That's awesome.
Very nice. Very, very nice. All right. So usually we go Mike's music corner here, but I'm going to change it up just a little bit. I'm not going to necessarily talk too much about the songs. It was so a little different type of format. So I'm going to just say the song that I chose this week was Walking on Broken Glass. Annie Lennox was the artist that wrote the initial song, and Lake Street Dive was a band that covered it. Now, did you guys get a chance to listen to it?
No.
I did.
Yes.
What did you guys think? So which one did you like better? Did you like the Annie Lennox version or the Lake Street Dive version?
I like the Annie Lennox version.
Annie Lennox version better?
Way better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what about you, Ben?
Yeah, same. Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
So I had
No contest.
yeah,
I'm
I had
unfortunately
this-
I'll say I'm unfortunately lame. I'll let you know next week.
I appreciate that.
I guess that's
So these two songs to me, this band Lake Street Dive I was introduced to them by a friend not too long ago, and I really dove into them pretty hard. And one of the first bands that I have recently gotten to like has gotten me back into newer music again, which is awesome because I was out of listening to newer music. I was just listening to the stuff that I knew. But now knowing a lot of that newer stuff these guys were the ones that introduced me into that genre. So I think I have a fondness for them more than most people. So my personal favorite is the Lake Street Dive version of it. The one that I sent you guys is a little bit different than the recorded version, but it's similar. And I would say that if anybody can go, I'll drop the links in the chat from YouTube and our YouTube page. So if you want to listen to both, comment which one you like better. I think most people are going to say the Annie Lennox version because I've already polled about 10 or 12 people and it's unanimous. So we'll, well, not unanimous. I'm still the one on the other side of that fence. So
it'll be on the Zip Code Bros Twitter. We'll tweet that out.
all right. Sounds good. So that was my music corner. I hope next week it'll be a little bit more interesting for you guys. But Jonesy's jokes.
All right. Business is about to pick up. Now, let me just say, it's good to have a wrestling related podcast where the joke segment is actually funny. I'm just going to put that out there. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So a girl on Tinder asked me why I have an unlit cigarette in my picture. I told her, well, I'm just looking for a match.
Nice.
My granddad always used to say, when one door closes, another one opens. Lovely man, but a terrible cabinet maker.
Very nice.
The other day, I bought a new pair of shoes, actually from a drug dealer. I don't know what he laced them with, but I've been tripping all day.
Right on.
I got two more. Is that all right?
Yeah, let's go. Keep going.
All right. Okay. Did you hear about the guy that got caught stealing a calendar? He got 12 months.
Yeah.
Right on.
Thanks, Jimmy. All right, last one. What do you call a zombie who writes music? A decomposer.
A decomposer.
There's one.
So that is.
There's one more you got that you told us earlier. That I think you need.
Oh, hang on. Let me just put. That's my John Cena belt because you can't see it. So that is Jonesy's jokes. Thank you very much.
Jonesy's jokes. All right. Well, that's it for our John Cena weekly episode of the Zip Code Bros, episode Trace. Anybody want to plug their social media? Let's start with Adam. Where can we find you? You have any other projects you do that we should listen to?
I'm on Twitter for more wrestling and personal related stuff. At the ARJ brand. If you want my coaching takes, because I do coach high school football. I'm at Coach A Jefferson, and then also my solo podcast, Just One Man's Thoughts. You can find that anywhere you get your podcasts and on Twitter at Just Thoughts Pod.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jones. Where can we find you?
At AFS Ben Jones, and also all of us are at Zip Code Bros. But shout out to Whitaker. It's not at Zip Code Bro. No, not at Zip Bro Codes, as he mentioned on the latest show.
Mike Whitaker he's talking about.
Thank you, Mr. Michael, for that plug. And yeah, check out the Kickout Crew. I mean, I was telling these guys, I pop my headphones on during work. I listen to the Kickout Crew, and I just laugh all day. So if you want something that's going to make you laugh, I was on one of the episodes. I had a blast, but I can't put over those guys enough.
Great guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So I believe our next week's topic will be Steve Austin. The week after that, we were going to do Rey Mysterio based on his induction into the Hall of Fame. So the next 2 episodes will be Steve Austin and Rey Mysterio. So send us your tweets, drop us your likes, send us your questions. Ben, where do we send your questions again?
At Zip Code Bros on Twitter.
Where can we find you, Mr. Gallagher, on? What's your social media?
So you can find me at Mike Gurr 0905 at Twitter, or you can find me on Facebook. You can link me through the Facebook codes. The Zip Code Bros Facebook page. You can find me there.
We're not on Facebook yet. Sorry.
I mean, the AFS. You can find us through the AFS channel.
Are we on Instagram yet?
No, I'm not on Instagram.
No.
I'm not going to be on Instagram. Twitter is about the extent of it. But anyway.
No, I was talking about the Zip Code Bros. My apologies.
Oh.
But you can follow me at OG James ad free on the Twitter. You can send your hate tweets to at OG James ad free.
You can send the hate tweets to the brick wall back there. You can send the hate tweets to us because we would love to read them on the air.
Twitter.
That's a hate tweet. We will read it on the air.
And then my Instagram, I do have that. Jimmy Sorensen 97, all lowercase.
All right.
And Facebook. Give those give like you said, give Kickout Crew a follow, listen to
Pondwater Dave show as well. Shout out to those guys.
Thank you. Pondwater Dave show with the illustrious, the legendary Pondwater Dave or Super Dave. And Amy Vaughn with hosts Amy Vaughn and Justin Davis.
And if you get a chance, you get to your last listen was the Super Dave podcast where he told the story about how he became Super Dave. And I think if it's the first episode you listen to get you hooked on it, that is the one that you listen to. So
yeah,
we thank you all our broskies and all our zipsters.
And give AFS and give any AFS community podcast you can listen to.
Yeah, and reach out to any AFS member that you want. See how they're doing. Shout out to you, Zol, my man.
Yeah, Zol, all the best, man.
All right, so
Got the Latino heat.
I'm gonna stop this guy.
All right,
Jimmy, did you do
see you guys?
All right, see you guys later.